Monica from Whiskey River Stud. I'd like to make a video about a video that went viral quite a while ago, probably about 2 years ago. It was with a mare that had a foal and a stallion coming in to serve, and unfortunately there was an incident where the mare kicked out and struck the stallion in the head, and unfortunately the stallion passed away from his injuries. This has come up again due to a YouTuber I follow, Rawley Reacts, making a reaction video, and that was one of the videos, and it's a video that's always been on my mind because it could have been easily avoided. Really, it really could have. I love Rawley's videos, but anyone can react. Every one of us can react and go, oh my god, this is horrendous, and we all did, because it was an awful video. But at the end of the day, people do the best that they can with the knowledge that they have, and reaction videos don't provide any knowledge. So I'd like to just spend a bit of time going over what I've learnt personally with live cover of my own horses, and you know, it's unfortunately through error, through learning from other people, and we just do the best that we can with what we've got. The major issues that I saw in the video: one, the mare didn't potentially look in season, so I'm not sure whether the mare was teased before the stallion was introduced. Secondly, there was a foal running on the outside of the round yard with the mare inside, and the foal was clearly distressed and whinnying out to the mare, so that's going to distress the mare. So it was just a combination of a bad situation plus no safety measures, and those things will always happen. All we can do is provide as much safety measures as we possibly can. If you want to have a hobby that doesn't have any risks, I suggest you don't have horses. It's just, there's always going to be a risk no matter what we do, but it's just about minimizing that risk. I believe we all make mistakes, especially with horses. There's so much to learn. Every single day we learn something. And if we stop people from sharing bad experiences, we're not going to learn from them. And I think just by making reaction videos, it kind of shames people into not sharing those mistakes. But we all do it. We all make mistakes, and I think we need to take the time to teach each other how to rectify them, rather than just go, oh, you're a bad horse owner. Well, that means all of us are, because we all make mistakes. It's just part and parcel of owning horses. You don't wake up one day and buy a horse and magically you're the best horse person in the world. It just doesn't work like that. It's a lifelong journey that we're all on, and it would be great if we could work together to show each other what we've learned and how we can do things in a better way. And reaction videos don't do that. They're entertaining, I'll give you that, but they don't actually achieve anything. And hopefully that's what we want to do. We want to achieve more with our horses and to keep our horses safe, ultimately as well. And reaction videos don't do that. They don't keep anyone safe. They shame people. That's all they do. I'm just going to take you through my setup and what things I use here at my stud. And if there's anything you'd like to add, please feel free to add some in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe if you like, and hopefully I'll get more videos up in the future. Thank you.
So first thing I would do is tease the mare. So I've got my round yard here. As you can see, it's got some rubber lining. What I would do is have the mare on the inside loose, and I would have a teaser stallion or gelding that does do the teasing job quite well, or a potential stallion who's well behaved, do the teasing on the outside. So it eliminates a lot of the interaction, but it will give them the chance to sniff each other, talk to each other, touch like in a safe manner. But if there's any kicking or striking, this will potentially eliminate any of those issues if the mare shows in season. Now that's if. That's when you proceed. If a mare is not showing in season, you're not going to breed her. You're just not going to breed her, okay? Or you're going to get a vet to come out and scan her to see where she's at and take it the next step from there. Now, if you're breeding a mare with a foal, you're not going to let the foal just run willy-nilly around. That's going to stress them out. What I've put together, I'll just back up a bit. It's a little yard padded right next to the round yard. So you can put the foal in there safely. Doesn't have to be tied up, doesn't have to have any stressful things going on, and have the mare directly next to it, tied up or standing there. I would do tied up. And so she can see the foal. She can sniff it, she can see it, it's not going to be running around, and I don't think it'll even whinny out to her because the foal will be able to see the mare through there. So that eliminates that issue as much as you possibly can if you choose to breed a mare with a foal on it. Now, the mare, if she's showing in season again, but they're still going to be reactive, especially if they're like maiden mares and things like that, or they haven't been live covered, they may have only done AI. I would get mare boots. It goes on their back hooves, so if they decide to kick out, it's not going to do as much damage to your stallion. Another idea is to actually twitch the mare. I would have a person standing on the outside of the round yard with a twitch. Also, just a little note, don't put your arm through here. Have your arm outside. We don't really want broken arms. If the mare throws her head and you've got your arm between two metal posts, have your arm on the outside. Have the twitch attached to the mare there. It doesn't hurt them, it just distracts them. So those are two things that you could do for the mare. People also, it's very popular to use hobbles. So that's another option. I choose these simply because not all mares have been trained with hobbles. So I find this an easy option. They get very easily used to them. Now your stallion should be well trained, should have a temperament that is easy to work with. But I have a lip chain. It doesn't go over the lip. I put it over the nose when they're breeding. And, you know, my stallion in the end, he knew he was breeding because that particular halter would come out and that was his breeding halter. So if you can get them used to that, so go over the nose and put it on over the nose. It just gives you a bit of leverage if something is going to go wrong. But to me, your stallion should have the temperament and be trained to do this prior. If your stallion is uncontrollable doing this, I think you need to question whether you should be breeding with that stallion, but we're not going to go into that. Now, some people might call this overkill. I really don't care because I like to live. I personally wear a helmet. Obviously it's not for a fall, but if you get kicked in the head or if a stallion rears and you just happen to be a little bit too close in the wrong spot and they land on your head, not ideal. But it can happen because they're focusing on the mare, they're not focusing on you. Things can happen. Also, I wear a vest, again, not for a fall, but for a kick. If they kick you in the chest and it gets you in the wrong spot, it really could be dangerous. Again, they're focusing on the mare, they're not focusing on you. They should be well trained, but accidents do happen. And what we're trying to do is just minimize the risk. That's what we're trying to do here, is just minimize the risk, not just to yourself, but to your horse. So I think there's some very easy steps that you can take to eliminate as much risks as possible. You might have some more ideas. Love for people to share things down in the comments, their experiences, good, bad, what you've learnt, what you can suggest maybe to even improve this setup. I'm happy to hear, because we can always do better. We can always do better, and we can only do better by sharing with each other our experiences, not just going, oh my god, this is so bad. We can all do that. We can all just react. It's really simple. But what we can do is work together to better each other. And I hope this can help a few people just think about maybe how they can change things. I just want to also address, I'll just pan over to my babies. Not everyone can run mares with stallions. It's not ideal in every situation. It's just not. I used to AI my stallion. So I used to collect from my stallion who lived on my property. I used to drive 2 hours each way to go to an equine hospital to collect semen, to bring it home to a mare that was also on my property, and inseminate via AI. And I thought, because that was the safest way, and it was, everyone was safe because nobody was touching nobody. And one, it costs a lot. Two, is it ideal? Like the stallion has to go on a float, has to do X, Y, Z. It's an ordeal still. So that's when I decided to just start doing live cover, but in the safest way possible. So just to introduce you, this is Sweetie on the left. She's in foal. That's her daughter Pearl on the right. She's empty. She decided not to play games. They were both done via frozen semen, so no fun and games for the girls. But yeah, we do what we can do with the knowledge that we have. If we don't have that knowledge, how can we make those better decisions? So I encourage people with experience to share their knowledge, not to just simply react. You've been fed, don't know why. And Sweetie knows that, so she's like, yep, I'm off. So let's share the knowledge. Let's not just react. That'd be great.